was Manchester United manager Ten Hag, who looked a little better after the game, I have to say. He's looked a shell of a man after the first two performances. But there he is, Ten Hag, a very happy man. I'm Jason Cundy, he's Paul Parker, and he is Dean Saunders taking your calls. Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1. Let's go and speak to Kane, who is a Liverpool fan. Kane, good evening.
Hi, Kane.
Hello, how are you?
I'm all right, Kane. How you feeling?
After that, honestly, just so disappointed. Just can't believe it. Awful.
Well, yes, I have to say Liverpool have not been great this season. They've flattered to deceive. Mane's missing, but there's been the injuries which have clearly hurt. The players that come in clearly aren't of the quality Liverpool need, and you've been found out.
Yeah, it's not good enough. It's simply not good enough. When you look at the players that we've let go and the players that we've brought in, it is not good enough. From top to bottom, it's just so bad. And I honestly think, and people are going to give me a lot of stick for this, but I honestly think that we might need to make a change. It might be time for Klopp to go.
Klopp out?
That's a big shout.
What?
Yeah.
Kane, that's harsh.
No, listen, we're 3 games into the season. We've got 2 points. 2 points out of 9.
Yeah, but Kane,
What
2
is
months
going
ago,
on?
2 months ago,
Manchester
they're in
United
chance.
are above us.
Yeah, but 2 months ago, they're trying to win
Manchester
4 trophies. And it's 3 games into the season. Won the Community
What are we
Shield,
gonna
got
do?
a
We're
load
gonna
of
live in our
injuries.
history?
They got a load of injuries. Yeah, but
Can't do that.
don't panic, Kane.
Kane. I mean, I'm looking at Paul Parker. Paul
The
Parker
cream always
is
comes to
absolutely
the top.
stunned here.
I mean,
Stunned.
I wouldn't go. I mean, you can't go there. I mean, you can't go there and say that about Klopp. It's too easy to say that. But you've got to look at it in the moment. We talk about his injuries, but you look at some of those players. You look at Milner. You look at Henderson, and then you say to yourself, they were lacking legs in that midfield today. If Manchester United can outdo you in midfield, and you've got a problem, to be perfectly honest. Harvey Elliott was their energy, really. Carvalho come on and made a difference as well. He's got to spice it up a little bit. He's got to maybe use some of his younger players to get him through it now. He has got to manage that team. He can't be moaning about what he's missing, because Liverpool are one of the top sides. Top sides cannot moan about injuries. When you're in the other teams who are fighting for your life to stay in the league and you've got injuries, and that's a real big problem. Klopp has now got to start managing, in my opinion, to prove how good he is.
Do you know? Go on, Kane.
Go on, Kane.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with Paul, with what he was saying. Listen, Paul was a top striker. And I believe...
No, he wasn't.
No. I've got Dizzy going over the halfway line.
Are you thinking of Paul Rideout?
I was gonna say-
It's Paul Parker.
Sorry.
He was like Man United's best ever right back.
Yeah,
How about
sorry.
that?
Yeah,
Cheers, Dino.
Better than Gary Neville.
definitely was a striker.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be hard to be better than Gary Neville.
Oh my God! What's happening here? Okay, let's go. Let's go to the Liverpool fan who has dialed 03717 2233 Scotty, good evening.
Hello, fellas.
All right,
Evening, Scott.
Now, I've just had a caller there. I'm guessing you heard saying he wants Klopp out.
That is maybe the biggest clownery I've heard all day.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
3 games in.
Go on. What do you want to say?
My saying.
Yeah, you phoned us.
Yeah.
Do you want to say
yeah.
something about Trent?
Hey, you boys want to comment on Trent? Here's my comment on Trent.
Go on.
Get him out of my club. Get him gone.
Hold on. Stay there, Scott. So the last two callers, one wants Klopp out, one wants Trent out.
Trent out now. 60 to 80 mil. Get him gone.
Well, go on, be constructive with your criticism. What? Obviously, he's made a couple of mistakes tonight, but tell us what you're thinking.
Well, what I'm thinking of that is a defensive liability. If you're going to have somebody playing so far up the wing,
Yeah.
Go on.
if you're going to have someone going up the wing, you need at least a good wide centre-back. Joe Gomez isn't that lad. Joe Gomez cuts it in the Championship. He doesn't cut it in the Premier, the top side like Liverpool.
Fair comment.
But you just want. Okay, I'm gonna have to go to Paul on this one. Who's by trade is a right back, not a centre forward. What do you reckon?
I mean, Trent Alexander-Arnold's strength is to get him in the final third and keep delivering balls in the box. But I still think he should have enough personal pride to want to get back and stop opportunities coming from each side of the
They were
park.
open, so open, weren't
So
they, at that
don't
side?
allow anyone to dribble in there, anyone 1-against-1, if they go past him, to show the desire to want to get back and make a block tackle. He doesn't make many tackles as a fullback. But yeah, too early on against Ilanga, and I think they were the last two he made, to be perfectly honest. There is a concern that it doesn't really get talked about his defending. It gets talked about every time he knocks
Sorry,
across.
doesn't it come down to Klopp? Because the way that they set up, right, is Klopp has told him, go high, go wide. And we spotted him in the middle of the play. It's like a central midfielder sometimes. He comes in, and then Diaz might wander out, or Salah might wander out to that right side. He basically fills spaces, they leave. And at times, Liverpool are just two centre-backs, and they had Henderson in front.
Yeah, that's what they are. But City do. Sorry, Dean. City do that. Carl Walker does that a lot. The difference is Carl Walker.
Well, they got exposed yesterday. St Maximin's exposed him yesterday.
But prior to that, Carl Walker gets back like a train, and he can cover that. City's ball retention is better than Liverpool, so they don't get caught out as much. They got caught out a lot today. They gave the ball away a hell of a lot.
That's what I was going to say. You've played centre back as well as right back, and you've played in a team where, I mean, I've played against you when you've played centre back for QPR.
Yeah, correct.
And your partner, you have to be on the same wavelength. To play that higher line there, you've got to step up together. You've got to drop off together. And I think because Van Dijk's played with Nat Phillips, he's played with Gomez tonight. When he plays with Matip, they're telepathic. Yeah. They know when to hold the line, when to drop. And you can afford then. Trent Arnold's brilliant going forward. There's no argument about him going forward, Trent. He is brilliant. His delivery. But defensively tonight, you could point the finger at him for both goals.
Oh, that is.
You could track him.
That area is he's to defend, and I look at it, and when if I talk about, I had Brucey next to me for a number of years, and when I was playing right back, and my thing was Brucey's going to attack everything in the air because he loved doing that and he was great at it. But if anything was to go over his right shoulder at an angle going towards the touchline, that was my job to get out there first. I didn't want, and the team didn't want, Peter Schmeichel didn't want, Steve Bruce trying to stop someone crossing the ball near the touchline. That was my job. And if Brucey was having to do that, the finger would get pointed at me. So it would bother me because I knew I weren't doing my job. Trent Alexander, his job is a right back, even though he's got number 66 on his back. He is a number 2. Go and defend like a number 2. Have pride in wanting to stop crosses. And he hasn't got that. Great, he can assist, but change your position. But you're a fullback. Priority is to stop crosses, to stop opportunities.
The second goal, he's crossed the ball from deep into the box, and then he's walked. If you watch the goal again, he walks and walks. Rashford was bordering offside. He got in and scored a great finish. But if you watch Trent in the whole move, he's just walked back. He's got to be sprinting as soon as he loses the ball there. He's got to be sprinting back into his position for me.
He's got to want to. He's got to want to be the best defender. He's a defender, not a goal assist. It's football. It's not basketball or anything like that with stats. Look at the goals he's made. He's judged, and we're judging him, and other people were judging him on his defending.
The game has really changed because fullbacks now are like converted wingers.
Yeah, you've got to look at what he gives you going the other way, haven't you? As well. You've got to look at what he's giving you.
But I look at the priority. He's in a position where he would normally wear a number 2 shirt. That's got to be the priority, not to give goals away.
And at some point, when you come to the latter stages of every tournament you're in and you're playing against the best strikers and the best wingers, you cannot be a liability in a back four in the semi-final of the Champions League or the Champions League final. There's got to be no weak links in your defence because they'll exploit you.
No, and it is the high standard we are now. Football is now, and it's changed from our time, Jason, when we're playing. It's about your position. Your position will actually define what's going to happen with that ball. Not before when it was bang, bang, bang. Now, just the fact of being in the right area, you've made a difference as a fullback. When all of a sudden he goes, I can't make that pass there because Trent's in the hole. He's blocked that one up. But all of a sudden they look and they go, Trent is stepped 10, 15 yards in front. I'm just going to pull in that space there because the centre-half doesn't really want to run now. He can't get there. So
Gomez struggled tonight.
Yeah,
he
did struggle. But you've got to remember, he hasn't played a lot of football.
No.
Especially he hasn't played right-side centre-half, really. For quite a while. Especially in a game of that magnitude as well, to go and to be asked to do it is a big ask.